Definitely, France has very interesting traditions, long-lasting traditions of democracy. And we found ourselves in the situation when, in the time we were conducting this report, there were a lot of tensions and discussions in the French society on a number of questions. And now one of them is judiciary. Taking this into account, we submitted the request to the Venice Commission to hear the conclusions and opinion of the Venice Commission on a number of questions. One of them was mentioned by my colleague Fiona regarding the Constitution article, and the second one is about the system of the magistrates. And the Venice Commission issued an opinion on the position of the Superior Council of the Magistracy and the status of the magistrates. And the Venice Commission has issued a number of recommendations that are quoted in this report, and we invite the French lawmakers to find a way to adopt this much needed reform. However, we also know that there has been quite a lot of progress being done. If we just look on the numbers, that justice budget in France has rose between last 3 years by 26%. And it's also planned to have an increase on the budget to solve the problems in the justice system, also plus 21%. And of course, we complement that. Another very important problem that we focused on is the question of the prison overcrowding. Unfortunately, this is one of the issues where France was being condemned by the European Court of Human Rights because of the structural prison overcrowding created condition of detention contrary to the Article 3. Just give you a little bit of understanding on the numbers. According to the Ministry of Justice data, this summer, French prisons had around more than 74,000 people compared to the capacity of the 60,000 places available for people, detainees. We know that there was a fact-finding mission of the National Assembly and now other efforts being done by the French authorities to combat this and to introduce alternative sentences, but also to build new places for detention. However, the question of emergency is still very important, and we welcome if there are more and more steps being done on this matter. Time is too short to develop all the topics covered, but a few more very important questions that we focused our report on is the fight against corruption, combat against discrimination, the freedom of information and combating the violence against women, and transparency of political financing. We welcome the advances of the regulations on the question of the political financing of the parties and donations. It's very interesting in France that there are certain limits of donations that can be donated to the political parties and the political campaigns. And also there are certain restrictions being done more or less recently on the limit of the loans of where this money can be taken from to finance the political activities in France. We do understand that probably the question of the protests in the French society is a very important issue to discuss. Probably it has lots of cultural components, and we urge all the democratic institutions in France to provide more justice and, of course, to have more transparency on the data regarding the statistics and the different investigations on the human rights. Overall, very big thanks to the French authorities and the Secretariat for this, I would say not an easy task, but we were trying to be very constructive and not to be in the conversations on the political level, but rather on the level of the human rights, and we used all the conclusions that were provided by European international institutions. Thank you.